Just cleaned the lofts for the first time after putting those new perches in there, and they're really good. So today's going to be a pretty big video. We've got to pair up quite a few hens, get them all out for their last fly, probably later on. So this video is going to span throughout the day. Got some food in here. We need to get the young birds. Can you just go back in your please? Getting a bit excited. Hello. What are you doing? This food, you are one of Leon Storm's hen and you are really nice, but this food is for the little babies, the weaners. So I emptied out their tray, that only left the corn. Oh, we got some followers. Come on, get back in there. You guys just had a little snack. What is going on about? They all get pretty crazy. Here's 83 as well. Always been a tame bird, always sort of come up to you. We get to pair him up for the first time today too, which is pretty exciting. It's going to be paired up to Storm. I think out of the 3 or 4 cocks that I've got, he's probably the best option. I want to try and pair one up as close as I can to the mother anyway. I just need to shoot these couple of little babies out so that we can... Here comes another one of Leon Storm's babies. Come here. Leon Storm do breed some quite friendly ones. 83, okay, you are going to get a snack. You just had one, but later on. Being cheeky, they're hiding in here, so what I want to do, might get them back into their section. They know that I've got some naughty seeds here. That's what they're excited about. Yes, I know, you know that what's in there. They really love the safflower and the vetch and the popcorn and stuff like that, but that is mainly for the babies over in the pig tray side here for the weaners. They're all relaxing on their perches. Going to, just, come on. Not something I do very often, but we'll put some seeds on the ground, get them all in there. Come on. Come on. You too, one more, let's go. Alright, because they've been annoying. Alright, let's get their tray back in there because they will be hungry, these little guys. Everyone else is reasonably hungry too because I didn't give them enough of a morning feed, I don't think. But they know what's in here, they know the good stuff's in here. It's one of my Vanderbilts, here's a nice one, that one. Come on. I think I'm going to have to give everyone else a little bit of a treat, they're a bit jealous. Went through, gave it all a nice clean out before. I might give them a little snack first because they've been a little bit crazy. And I'll give it a bit for the hens as well, because we're going to start pairing some of them up. They're all getting pretty excited. These are, actually there might only be one hen in there, which is the black hen, and the rest are cocks as well. So there's so many cocks, I don't know what it is, but always end up with a lot more cock birds. We do have a few hens over in the breeding loft that will come back into here, but the rest of them are basically leftovers. The only one out of the flying loft is this one. Oh, the barless hen is, but she doesn't really count. Come on. And then we've got Adam Archer's big hen there. Come on. Little Shocks over there being a bit cheeky. So the hens that I want to pair up is this little light checker here, which is Storm. And then we've got this little hen here, which is from the red hen and Shock. She's worth. And I do want to pair up Little Shock as well, just to see how she goes, because obviously she can't fly. So I'm hoping that she turns out to be a good breeder. That's the plan with her anyway. So these are all our most recent weaning ones. They're basically one of the last larger rounds that we're going to do. They're all looking pretty good. We've got our little blue grizzle, red checker, we've got a few nearlies and stuff in here as well, which is quite nice. All the reds are Vanderbilts. There's a few other ones, but the rest are a mix of Leon Storm. They're all mixed with Leon Storm anyway. Got this one here. He's pretty new too. He's only just sort of come in here, but I like to come here and just make sure they are eating. I just gave their crop a little bit of a feel. It's, you know, those first few days is pretty important to get them eating pretty quickly. But they're all doing pretty well. The rest of them are out here stretching their wings. It's their turn in the morning area. Well, this morning they get a bit of a play anyway. You can see that these perches are really awesome. I'm actually really happy that I put them there, especially in the morning when I open the blinds and I'll see that all these perches are filled with birds. They're all just sitting there enjoying the sun, crowing and things like that. And one other thing that I like to do when all these little weaners are out here, because they're all weaning, is open up the entry section. And what they do is they just come out here and get comfortable being in this section, because this is where they come into the loft. So I'm happy for that, so they know where to go. It's definitely a good idea for them. You've been a bit of a bossy bird, are you? I really like this little hen. We've got 2 more like this coming. They're not too far off coming into this loft either. Bit of a bossy boots. She's actually one of our pure Vanderbilts. You've probably seen her enough anyway, but I do really like her. She's a nice little hen. And it really doesn't take them too much time to go in there and just enjoy it. Basically, what I need to do now is going to go over and feed some of the breeders as well. I gave them a clean out and I need to fill up their tray because they definitely ate a lot out of it today. So it is much more relaxed in here, seems to be pretty cruisy. Got a few changes that we need to do in here today as well. Let's have a bit of a look anyway. This hen, she has laid eggs again. One of them, I think, broke down there. She's trying to lay them all over the place. I do want to pair up. The little pied Vanderbilt hen that you've seen, that's the mother of it there. So she's quite nice. She's it was reasonably expensive, that bird, so I do want to try and get a few more rounds off her. Tiger grizzle hen's actually looking very beautiful sitting there. She's actually a beautiful hen, this one. Sorry about it's quite dark, but she's on a very bright background, but she's looking really good. We definitely want to do some extra breeding with you as well. We'll get back to you anyway. Let's get some food into these trays. Got a few pairs in here. I'm not sure about this pair down the bottom there anyway. Those ones, I'm just trying to free up a few boxes. So basically all the reds in the other loft that have been giving me problems pretty much are mostly off this cock. The father to it, the red checker, wherever he is up here, he's definitely the better of the two. I think he's actually breeding some really nice babies. So I think I might maybe just focus on him. They are brothers, so maybe we might give him a little bit of a break maybe, and we might repair this hen. I do have a red checker cock over in the flying loft. It's actually his son, but bred with a hen closely related to Leo, so maybe we might look at that. I'm just trying to free up a few little boxes here and there. The problem that I'm having while it's hard and I'm changing all the pairs and all my ideas and bits and pieces here and there is that we've only really got maybe another 20 birds that we can breed for over in the other loft. So I need to be a little bit picky because I do want to breed a few daughters and sons back to their parents and things like that, so we can breed a few good ones for stock, so that next year we're not pushing our really good ones too hard. But I also want to test everything we've got. So we have pretty much got rounds off all the birds, most of them anyway, enough to get a good feel for what's going on, because next year I want to sort out these stock birds a lot better than we sort of have. So, well, I want to make sure that the only ones that we keep are ones that are worth breeding from. So that's why we're trying to make a bit of a decision what we're going to do. Big Shock for sure is definitely staying anyway. He's seems to cross really well into most of the birds I've got, especially the Leo Storm ones. We are pairing up 2 of his daughters later on. Actually, I'll put a little bit more in there for you. But he is a very beautiful little bird, so we'll definitely keep breeding from him anyway. He's just been greedy. You don't even have babies to feed yet. I really thought his eggs were hatching the other day, but they haven't started to hatch yet. Oh, you can just have all of it. We've got a few babies in here, so we'll go through and have a bit of a look and see what's going on in these breeding boxes. I just wanted to make sure that we got this nice and full, because there's a lot of little babies in here, so let's go and have a bit of a look. Especially with a lot of the the more fatty seeds. My birds really love safflower when the babies are like really small like this. I don't know why, but maybe it's better for the crop milk or something. If they want to eat it, they can eat it. So we'll just go through our pairs here. So these ones going really well. So this is Leo, and probably one of his better daughters. She's the one at the front here, the light checker. She's really nice, breeds some really nice babies. So we'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. We'll come back to them later on when we got some more eggs popping. Hopefully they won't be too far off laying eggs. And then Titan, he's on his last round. I'd say with this hen, they just hatched these little babies here. So we've got a couple of little eggs in here that are pretty much ready to come out. So that's pretty good. I don't want to disturb him too much. He's a very aggressive big boy. These ones haven't hatched as shocks, but nothing in there just yet. And the more exciting is in here. So we've actually got 2 tiger grizzles this time. Well, I'm hoping the tiger grizzles, they are very dark, so the chances of actually getting something out of these that somewhat resembles their parents is pretty good this time. You can see these little guys. I'll see if I can get a better zoomed in, clearer shot of them. But you can see they're very dark, and they're quite dark up here as well, which is a good indication that, you know, they are quite a dark blue or a black based. So it's going to be interesting. This one's got a much darker beak, and this one's got a little bit of a wider beak up there. You can see at the very back. So it's going to be interesting to see what that one turns out to be. They're both going to be very dark. Hopefully we don't end up with another blue grizzle. I want some tiger grizzles, black tiger grizzles. Hopefully, if we can, these will be like, well, hopefully one of these is definitely a black tiger grizzle. One probably more like the mother, who's got, you know, 50% white, 50% black. The father's probably a little bit lighter on, but still very beautiful. So hopefully we get one, because I'm pretty excited. Finally for a tiger grizzle. It's been a very, very long trip. We'll leave those guys in there, and then we've got these little babies in here as well, which are brothers and sisters to the ones, the little pied one that I always talk about. So these are like the next round after it, probably a little bit more heavily pied, and quite a lot of white flights on there as well. I think both of them are probably pretty similar by the looks of it. This is this pair's last round. I'm just checking to see how much food in there. This one's actually got no food in there. Hopefully the parents will sort it out. I've been a little bit busy because I've been going down to this box here, the parents, and they've been laying other eggs all over the place. So they're still looking after them quite well. But I was hoping they were going to lay up here somewhere. But they're pretty good, these little babies. Maybe this baby's the more dominant one. He's looking a little bit wobbly, that one. He looks alright. We'll leave him alone anyway. We're definitely splitting that pair up though. After this, I want to try that hen with someone else. I'm not really sure yet. I was thinking about this red checker, but they do produce some really, really nice babies. Their last round, they did produce a red checker, but they have a darker, sooty checker in there. I think it's a cockbird, and he's an absolute weapon. He's like a massive torpedo. Like, I think he's going to be quite a good bird. And I think we might be lucky again as well. We might have ended up with another red checker in here. I actually really like this hen. She's definitely a spitting image of Leo. This is one of his daughters, and she's a fantastic little bird. We may have a red checker in here. I don't know. We could have 2 blues again, but they are very, very dark. You can see their beaks are almost black. Okay, whatever. I'm getting out of here. I'll leave you alone. Just let me. She's very protective, that hen, and it shows in her babies. She's paired up with that Vanderbilt red checker, so hopefully they produce something pretty good. And then obviously we've got this pair down here. They've laid another egg, but I may want to reuse that hen for something else. So basically it's just now we're down to the last 20 young birds, about what we need to breed. That doesn't really take too long to breed when we've got you know, 8 sets here, and then potentially another 2 sets in the back. That's not even your hen, mate. That's why I'm doing a bit of mixing, matching. Realistically, over in the other loft, we've got about 50 flying birds. We've got about 30 young birds, and we've got about 20 older birds. A few of these hens will go back into that flying loft. So we're just doing a bit of playing around, a bit of thinking. I definitely want to utilise that hen a little bit more. Not too sure about this cockbird. We may let him go for another round. You'll just see he's got the hen in the back there that's just laid another egg. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I will let him go. I'm just not really a fan of the babies that he's bred that I've got over in another loft. I didn't breed them, but maybe we'll just give him another round and see how he goes. Definitely considering letting these go for another round, but I'd really like to pair this cockbird with this little hen down here. Both Vanderbolts might produce some nice little red pieds. You'll see they've got some babies over here which is very similar from that hen. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm not 100% sure yet. But let's get into pairing up some more birds. We've got this nest box free to put some in, and that's about it at the moment. Tide grizzles need to be split, so we need to make sure we've got plenty of room for them. But all in all, I think we're going to have enough boxes to do a little bit of breeding. We've still got 2 out here we can probably use as well. We're back over in the hen section. The 3 hens that we're going to pair up today are this little checker here. She's really nice. She's actually probably the best hen that I've got to hold. You pick her up and you're like, holy moly, like she is, she handles really well. She's just, yeah, different kind of level. So I want to just cross her into one of my Leo and Storm birds, give her one of those cockbirds to see what happens. We'll give her one of the Leo Storm, but hang on, oh, she's looking good, look at her. She's a really nice hen, this one. You know, if you do watch this channel, that she is one of the hens that flies all the time. She doesn't want to come in, and she's been tossed out to the freeway too, and she does pretty well. So we'll see how we go. And then we've got Little Shock here as well, which is her sister. You know, she's hurt a wing and she can't fly, so I'm going to pair her up. I was thinking about putting her with Titan, but I've changed my mind because I think I'm just going to leave him where the hen is for now. It's just less hassle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put her with one of Titan's sons. I've got one of Titan's sons in here who's a combination of Leo Storm and Titan. So I think he's going to be one of the better options. I know that she might have other ideas because she's got a bit of character, this little hen. She's here showing off because that's the cockbird she's been showing off to. She'll start strutting around. So all these hens are down here because all the cocks are on this side and they're all just strutting and showing and carrying on. Then we've got Beefcake over in the corner here. What's he doing? Another pair that I am thinking about pairing up as well, so I think a lot of people might be happy with that, is this little black hen with the big Beefcake. We might just wait a little bit, do it a little bit later, but I think that's going to definitely happen. He's definitely keen. They're paired up too, so either that or I just put a nest bowl down in the corner somewhere and then they can just do whatever they want to do. And we can still fly them at the same time. So that might be an option actually. Once we get all the hens out of this section is only for the hens. I've got them separated. So we're going to pair up these 2, which are sisters, and then we're going to pair up Storm. The only problem with her, we might have to put her in the outside boxes. She's been in the outside boxes before at my last house. I just can't really have her near Titan because, Leo, sorry, because Leo will see her when he's in that loft and you want to breed with her or pair back up with her. So it's going to be a bit of a pain actually. And I'm going to put her back with 83. I showed you earlier in the video. It's his first time breeding. He's up in there as well. So what we'll do is I need to go set the boxes up for them, and then I'll put the cocks in there, and then we might move the hens in a little bit later, or we may give them we'll see how they go. If they jump into box and they're happy and they're carrying on, showing off everything, then I'm pretty confident that they're going to be straight on to any hens that go anywhere near that box. So let's go get the boxes ready and we'll move some cockbirds in there. All the hens are in this little box here, so we'll go through each individual pen and we'll place them in there. So the first one we're going to do is Little Storm actually with one of her sons. I decided to put them in here. We might just have to manage it a little bit better, only because I don't want to lose her, and we've got her ex-partner up there, which is Leo. So we just have to be very careful on that one. One of them might have to stay locked up while the other one's out. We'll put her in here. I don't expect any exciting action straight away. I'll just grab her. She's a bit of a scruffy wild one, this girl, but she does produce some really nice babies. Don't expect anything just yet. So what we'll do is we'll just leave these guys to it, and we'll go put the other ones in the box, because we've got Little Shock in here and her sister. I expect a lot more action when we get them in the boxes out the back here. Okay, so we are back in the box. You've been in this one before. He was in here with the barless hen, didn't do too well, and then we've got the same cockbird in here as well. Both of these are brothers, and they're both going to be paired to sisters. We'll definitely see some action in there. So let's get the first hen into this box. This one. I know that this hen, both these hens are actually pretty keen to breed, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of action very soon. She's never been in these boxes before, so she might take her a little bit to get used to it. Let's just put him down there and see if he wants to show off a little bit. I'm gonna have to get this other one in there. You're feeling left out. This guy's the character. We all know this guy. You are Little Titan, basically, but you got a lot more character than your father. So have I got a little shock for you? Actually, a big shock, but it is Little Shock. That's not funny at all. Anyway, let's get you in there. Let's see if you are better breeding. Oh, here we go. Little Shock's been waiting for some type of breeding for a long time. This is good. Oh, well, we might have eggs soon. This is a little bit graphic. Kids, don't watch. She has been really waiting to breed for quite a long time, and now she's finally got her chance. So, this is good to watch. Look at her, so happy. Gosh, I'm gonna move the camera back here on top of the camera. You have to get a nest bowl in here, I think. We're going to have a dozen eggs in here soon. This is out of control, but this is the pair's done, so I'm going to leave these guys a little bit of privacy. Not that these guys really care, these ones here, but yeah, we'll see. I'll have to get a nest bowl in here maybe tomorrow. I'll give them a little bit of time just to hang around and annoy each other. Catch us in the next video. Hopefully we'll definitely see a lot more of this pair, I think.